Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Where do you consider is your home? Is it where you grew up? Is it where you live now? Or is it somewhere that you know you're loved? My dad grew up in Liberty, Kentucky, but he considered his home as Chaplin, Kentucky, because that's where all of his extended family lived. Any break from school, many weekends, he could be found there with his grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. That was home, and upon retirement, he would have been happy to move there and spend the remainder of his life there. Not because he had lots of relatives still there anymore, but because of the beautiful, loving memories that he'd made there growing up. My idea of home has changed through the years. First, it was where I grew up in Florence, Kentucky. Then when my parents moved, I realized it was wherever my parents were. After I married, it was wherever my husband was, which moved from New Orleans to Chattanooga to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to Indianapolis, and now to Tallahassee. And of course, our final home, which I'm looking forward to moving to, is heaven. If someone had asked me where Jesus' home was here on earth, I would have responded, Nazareth. After all, that's where he grew up, where his family lived, and he was called Jesus of Nazareth, right? But the Bible would disagree with us. When Jesus first began his ministry, he preached in his hometown of Nazareth, and they rejected him. They didn't just write him off because they saw him as a carpenter's son. They were so angry at him because of his claim to be the Messiah that they attempted to kill him. So this was no longer his home. Then where was? Well, we find in Mark 2:1, where it says, "And when he returned to Capernaum after some days, it was reported that he was home." And again in Mark 3:20, it says, "Then he went home," and it was referring to Capernaum. This doesn't mean he owned a house there, because he told someone once, "Foxes have holes and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." So why did he consider Capernaum his home? It was because they believed. When he taught on the Sabbath, the people of Capernaum were amazed and believed. From there, the news about him spread. He healed sicknesses, cast out demons, called several of his disciples, and he made Capernaum his home base because he was welcomed there. Maybe he stayed with Peter's family, or maybe at the home of Zebedee, or maybe people were falling all over themselves to have the opportunity to host him in their home. We don't know, but we do know that he considered Capernaum his home. Where's the Lord's home today? Yes, Jesus finished his work on earth and ascended to heaven to sit at the right hand of the Father. But how about the Holy Spirit? His home is inside of each one of us who believes in him. Is our heart welcoming to him? Or is it sometimes filled with other things, other priorities? Do we spend time with him, enjoy him, make him feel at home inside of us like a good host or hostess? Or do we make him feel like he's imposing on us in our hospitality? I pray that your heart, as well as mine, will be a warm, welcoming home for the Holy Spirit to reside. We'll talk more tomorrow about decorating our home for the Lord. You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com and check out our new website. You can find the address in the description below. I'm Carla Early, and thanks for listening. And remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.